Stay quiet. The maid did not raise her voice. She did not panic. But when the millionaire froze in his own hallway, he knew the danger was already inside his home. The warning reached him before his mind could catch up. Stay quiet. The words were barely air, pressed against his ear, heavy with fear and control. The millionaire stopped mid-step in his own marble hallway, one hand still resting on the doorframe. His heartbeat climbed fast, loud in his chest, while the house around him stood perfectly still. This house was never quiet. It hummed with security systems, soft music, distant staff movement. Tonight it felt like it was holding its breath. The woman standing beside him was his maid. Her name was Alina Ruiz. For 8 years, she had cleaned these floors, polished these windows, memorized every corner of this place. She had never spoken out of turn, never looked him directly in the eye for too long, never broken a rule. Now her face was pale, her eyes sharp and locked on the staircase ahead. He understood instantly. Something was wrong. The man who stood frozen in the hallway was Marcus Hale, a self-made millionaire known for control, precision, and careful distance from everyone around him. His life ran on schedules. Meetings ended when he decided they would. People waited for him, not the other way around. Tonight, he had come home early. The meeting across town had ended too smoothly. The deal signed without resistance. A rare open hour appeared in his day, and an unease he could not explain pulled him back to this house sooner than planned. Now he knew why. Alina gently touched his wrist, guiding him back a step, then another. Her movements were slow, exact, trained by years of staying unnoticed. She shook her head once, warning him not to speak. Upstairs, something shifted, not loud enough to be obvious, but real. Marcus followed her lead, letting her guide him into the shadow near the study door. His pulse thundered, yet his body obeyed. In that moment, power changed hands without ceremony. Alina was in control. She leaned close, her breath warm against his ear. They are upstairs. No names were needed. Marcus felt anger rise first, then calculation. His mind raced through possibilities. A mistake, a break-in, a misunderstanding. Then Alina whispered the reason that froze him deeper than fear. Your partner. The word cut clean, Victor. Lane. A man Marcus trusted. A man who had keys, codes, access. A man who knew this house almost as well as Alina did. Marcus closed his eyes briefly. He had suspected Victor for weeks. Numbers that did not line up. Transfers that felt hidden on purpose. He had begun collecting proof quietly, planning to confront the truth when the timing was right. The timing had arrived on its own. Alina led him away from the main hall, her steps light, silent. They moved through the narrow staff corridor Marcus had never needed to use. The smell of cleaning soap clung to the air. The floor was cooler here, the walls closer. He noticed how well she knew every step. In the small pantry, Alina stopped. Her hands trembled as she pressed them together, then steadied. He's looking for something, she said softly. He asked me questions. About your office. About the safe. About what you hide. Marcus felt a wave of guilt press into his chest. Alina should never have been pulled into this. She was staff. Invisible by design. That invisibility had protected her until now. Did he threaten you? Marcus asked quietly. Alina shook her head. Not with words. Her answer said more than any detail could. Alina had learned long ago how danger looked when it smiled. Her backstory lived in her posture. She came from a life where silence was survival, where speaking at the wrong moment cost more than money. She had left a home filled with shouting and broken promises. She crossed borders with nothing but work ethic and fear folded into her pockets. When she took this job, she promised herself one thing. She would stay quiet. She would endure. She would protect herself by being invisible. Years passed. Bills were paid. Her mother received medicine. Her younger brother finished school. Alina became part of the house, unnoticed and reliable. Until tonight, when Victor arrived unannounced, he smiled when he entered, polite, familiar. Asked questions that sounded casual, but carried weight? Alina felt it immediately. The way his eyes scanned the room, the way his voice never rushed. She tried to call Marcus. Her phone disappeared from her pocket. That was when she knew, back in the pantry. Footsteps echoed above them, slow, confident. Victor was not searching wildly. He was sure he would find what he wanted. Alina looked at Marcus. Her eyes steady now. I hid the folder. Marcus stared at her. You knew. She nodded once. I clean your office every night. I read numbers. I know when something is wrong. The truth settled hard between them. All this time, the quiet woman who emptied trash bins and dusted shelves had seen the danger before he fully accepted it. Where? Marcus asked. Alina did not answer right away. Not here, smart. The footsteps moved closer. Victor spoke upstairs. His voice calm, almost friendly, as if calling to an old friend. Alina flinched, then steadied herself again. If he finds you, she whispered, he will not leave without answers. Marcus felt fear sharpen into focus. Then we move. They slipped through the back of the kitchen, past a door Marcus had never opened. Alina unlocked it with a small key she carried on a string inside her sleeve. Behind it was a narrow stairwell, steep and dim. Where does this go? Marcus asked. Alina met his eyes. My room. Then the old service tunnel. Marcus followed without hesitation. The tunnel was narrow, cool, smelling of earth and metal. Alina moved through it with practiced ease. This was not panic. This was preparation. Behind them, Victor realized the truth. His voice echoed through the house now, no longer relaxed. This does not have to be difficult. Alina did not answer. At the tunnel bend, she stopped suddenly. Listen, Marcus. Held his breath. Victor was closer than expected. He had found the open tile in the laundry room, the missing phone, the signs Alina tried to erase. Alina turned to Marcus. Her face calm in a way that frightened him more than fear. If he reaches us, she said, you keep going. Marcus shook his head immediately. No, her voice hardened. Quiet but firm. This is not a request. She stepped forward. Blocking the narrow path, I lived my whole life staying quiet to survive. Tonight, I used that silence to protect. The words burned into Marcus. Another truth formed in his mind, heavy and clear. Silence is not weakness. It is preparation. Victor appeared at the tunnel entrance moments later. His eyes narrowed when he saw Alina standing alone. Step aside, he said evenly. Alina did not move. You should leave, Victor smiled thinly. You think you can stop this? Alina reached into her pocket, let a set of keys fall to the ground. Victor glanced at them, then back at her. What did you do? Alina answered with calm certainty. I locked the exits. I contacted help from a neighbor phone, and I hid the proof where only I could reach it. The smile vanished. Victor took a step forward, anger breaking through control. You have no idea what you are doing. Alina lifted her chin. I know exactly what I am doing. Behind Victor, distant sirens began to rise. His eyes flicked toward the sound. Panic crept in where confidence once lived. This is not over, said. Alina met his gaze without fear. It is for you. Moments later, the house filled with movement. Authority arrived. Calm questions. Firm actions. Victor was escorted away without spectacle, his power stripped by quiet truth. Marcus emerged slowly from the tunnel, the weight of the night pressing into his shoulders. He looked at Alina standing there, small against the chaos, steady at the center of it. For the first time, he truly saw her, not as staff as the reason he was still alive. In the days that followed, the truth unraveled fully. The proof Alina hid ended years of deception. Victor faced consequences without Marcus ever raising his voice. The headlines spoke of betrayal and arrest. They did not speak of Alina. That felt right to her, until Marcus changed it. One morning, sunlight filled the kitchen. No suits, no staff, just two people sitting across from each other. I owe you my life, Marcus said. Alina shook her head. You owe me nothing. I did what was right. He slid a folder across the table. Security, ownership, freedom from ever needing to be invisible again. Alina did not touch it immediately. Why? She asked. Marcus answered honestly, because power should protect. Not overlooked, though. Alina studied him for a long moment, then nodded once. She did not smile. She did not cry. Her dignity remained intact. In the months that followed, Alina no longer cleaned in silence. She became a voice in rooms where decisions were made. She spoke rarely, but when she did, people listened. Marcus learned something too, that the strongest walls are not built of stone. They are built of people who stay calm when others panic. Some danger enters loudly. Some danger hides behind friendly faces. And sometimes, the quietest person in the room is the reason everyone survives. If this story moved you, comment where you are watching from and what moment. Stayed with you, share your thoughts. On quiet strength and unseen courage, subscribe. For more cinematic stories that honor silent heroes and the power of staying calm when it matters most.